Good afternoon. My name is Niko House, host of the political radio show Mikasa Sukasa, and I urge you all to join our One Follow, $1 campaign when we show the mainstream media that we do not need them anymore and that we will support our independent journalists. Just click on the Patreon link below. Also, please click on the notification bell at the bottom below the subscription button. So, it looks like we finally figured out the reason as to why TYT has been essentially lying and propagandizing and doing a lot of suspect coverage of the election, Russian propaganda, and really the most recent coverage that they've given to Kamala Harris, while simultaneously still kind of bolstering the idea that Trump is somehow, just in every way worse than Hillary Clinton, which we know isn't really true, given the history. Now, Trump is bad, but Hillary is indeed more dangerous. Now, it appears, as most of you have found out by now, that the Young Turks had an infusion of $20 million. That's a lot of money, right? And last time I checked, as with any other type of political dialogue or super PAC or consulting firm, you don't just give $20 million without expecting some type of return on your investment, right? Like, this is not like an investment. This was given to them. Now, the group that gave this to them was named, they're called 3L Capital. Now, 3L Capital was put together by a hedge fund venture capitalist from the Netherlands called Dr. Peter Paul de Vries. There's a lot of issues with that whole little 3L Capital situation right there. Okay, so first of all, one of the partners is called Gray Croft Partners, venture capital fund run by Alan Petrikov, who is an active Democrat, who's active in Democratic Party politics, contributing to candidates including Bill and Hillary Clinton, who's met in the Hamptons, where they're guests of lobbyists and Democratic activist Liz Hott. I mean, it's a lot. So then you have Jeffrey Katzenberg, who is a Hollywood mogul, film producer for Disney and DreamWorks Animation. Now, he is also actively involved in Democratic politics, but his story gets a little bit deeper than that. So, as of 2016, Mr. Katzenberg actually donated over $1 million to the Super PAC Priorities USA. And for those of you who may recognize that name, yeah, you are correct. That is, whenever I was investigating into Hillary Clinton's campaign, we found out, and Bernie Sanders, but as far as we were investigating the moles in Bernie Sanders' campaign from Hillary Clinton's campaign and the DNC and Hillary Clinton super PACs. So, Priorities USA is the super PAC that was caught giving money to Ryan Hughes, who was formerly one of Bernie Sanders' state directors, so he was taking money while he was on Hillary Clinton's or the Bernie Sanders campaign. So Katzenberg donated to this Priorities USA, which is clearly a super PAC made only for Clinton and pro-Clinton candidates, and this is the same person who is donating to TYT. So at this point, we can't really argue about this anymore, right? I mean, we've all seen their narrative change. Now, there are going to be people who say, well, there are some good people on there, because I agree. Michael Tracy is pretty good. He's a pretty good analyst. I'm not going to lie. I love Jimmy Dore. I feel like he's very trustworthy, and I actually give him the benefit of the doubt 9 times out of 10. But I can say the same thing for CNN, MSNBC. They have 1 or 2 good people, but that does not mean that the brand itself has not been corrupted, the brand itself has not been bought. And even if we gave them the benefit of the doubt, they're talking about taking $20 million and opening up a whole new studio, bringing all new equipment in, bringing all new commentators and analysts and all that good stuff. So what do you think is going to happen when that $20 million runs out? Say if they go through a dry spell, they're going to have to keep up. It's like when they say live within your means, right? If they end up stretching out their means, what happens? Well, we know what happens. You end up having like corporate attorneys who end up making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year and then have to stay as a corporate attorney working on behalf of clients they may not necessarily want to work with because of the ethical conflict. That same thing could happen in this situation also. If they end up spending above their means and then they don't get the return they were expecting to get, that happens. And you're going to be beholden to the people who can give you the most money to keep up with that type of production quality. So this is problematic, right? And we can't keep saying, oh, well, TYT had there. No, that's it. Follow the money. It's really that simple. And it's not like we're just saying follow the money in a vacuum. We follow the money and we have very clear and decisive proof they've been acting in a particular type of establishment light, and now we see the result of that, the reward, if you will, for that type of behavior. So I would love to know what you think. Please leave a comment below, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate to our One Follow $1 campaign, and always remember, find your balance. Peace.